Change or be withdrawn at any time. Terms, conditions, and restrictions apply.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
At the UPS Store, we know this upcoming holiday is when things can get busy for small business owners.
Exactly. My to-do list and I don't take days off.
That's why you can count on us to be open and ready to help with every small business need, whether it's packing and shipping or if it's just to check your mailbox.
That's almost everything on my to-do list. My list and I can take the day off.
Your local, the everything to help you be unstoppable store. The UPS Store. Be unstoppable. The UPS Store locations are independently owned. Product services, pricing, and hours may vary. See Center for details.
They say it takes 10,000 hours to become an expert. You may not have that kind of time for weatherization, energy efficiency, and appliance rebates, but we do. Dominion Energy's ThermWise program has experts who know where and how to save money. They help homeowners and businesses find simple ways to conserve natural gas and rebates through upgrades that may help to save even more. We put our energy into helping you conserve it, so you can spend your 10,000 hours becoming an expert in what matters to you. Start with a home energy plan at thermwise.com.
It's time for the Sportsman's Vacation and RV Show, February 16th through the 19th at the Mountain America Expo. Save $2 at UtahRVShow.com.
Hi, Cindy Olsen here to tell you about the National Embroidery Month sale at Dave's Bernina in Provo and St. George, featuring a limited time 48 months no interest offer. Buy a specially priced Bernina 790 Pro or 590E machine and receive a free embroidery accessory and software gift bundle worth $3,500. Full feature Burnett sewing machines are as low as $1,499. That includes free software, a $1,200 value. All machines are discounted, such as the Bernina 500E for $1,999 and a hot deal of $2,999 for the Bernina 700E. 25% off embroidery hoops and Bernina embroidery bundle and modules. All new Berninas come with a 5-year warranty and free classes. Hurry in for amazing bargains on previously loved machines at Dave's Bernina, 2017 North, 550 West in Provo and 691 East, St. George Boulevard.
Traffic and weather together brought to you by Sinclair's DinoPay app. Save up to 20 cents per gallon. Here's Michelle Rowe.
Well, the I-15 corridor is running smoothly. A little bit of slowing, though, due to construction as you're making your way into Nephi. Attention pet parents, tired of being a doorman for your furry friends? Say hello to Pet Door Products, your ticket to convenience and freedom. Their pet doors are energy efficient, waterproof, and secure. Visit www.petdoorproducts.com or call 801-973-8000. I'm Michelle Rowan, the KSL Traffic Center.
KSL weather, we could see some valley showers this afternoon with heavier snow in the mountains. Saturday will be dry, but we could see some more rain on Sunday. Right now, 45 degrees and cloudy. I'm Dan Bomas from the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios. Listen online at kslnewsradio.com. We're Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
Lights, camera, action. It's the KSL Movie Show.
It gave the audience feelings they weren't sure they should enjoy.
The week's big movie review, movie news, games, and prizes. Here's Andy Farnsworth and Steve Sales.
Like a slice of butter melting on top of a big old pile of flapjacks.
On KSL News Radio, 102.7 FM and 1160 AM.
The Movie Show, giving you feelings you aren't sure you should enjoy, but you do for many years now.
Pain, joy.
Andy and Steve were live at Sound Sleep Medical in Sandy today, and will let us be among the last to wish you a happy Valentine's Day.
The very last.
But we still have some things that fall under romance that we'll talk about in today's show. But, Steve, let's start off with our big movie, and I've actually been asked already, in fact, when we walked in here today, why isn't there anything good coming out right now? Well, as we talk about our big movie of the week, Madam Web, you may have already started hearing things about it because it opened on Wednesday, but now it's time for Steve and I to talk about Madam Web.
I don't understand what's happening. I've been having visions. I knew he was gonna die. I think I'm seeing the future.
All right, our big movie review sponsored by Paris RV. Spring just around the corner. The deals are sizzling hot on leftover 2023 RVs at Paris RV. So see them all at parisrv.com. And that clip, Steve, is so appropriate because her saying, I don't understand what's happening, that could apply to almost anybody who watches Madam Web. Here's the story, basically. Dakota Johnson plays a girl named Cassie Webb. How convenient is that,
Nice.
right? She's a paramedic who keeps getting these weird visions that come to life and happen shortly after she sees them. So she feels compelled to protect 3 teenage girls who are played by Sydney Sweeney, Isabella Merced, and Celeste O'Connor, that a guy with Spider-Man-like powers is hunting. Now, I say Spider-Man-like because this is billed as a Spider-Man universe, Sony's Spider-Man universe, that has no Spider-Man, that has no mention of Spider-Man, and at least in the timeline as far as it goes, Spider-Man does not and has never existed. But this guy looks a lot like Spider-Man and has some of his powers, and he wants to kill these 3 teen girls. Why? Well, is it worth finding out?
Well, I mean, it is vital to his existence if he, if it, goes the way he thinks it's going to go. But I looked at this movie's getting trashed, first of all.
Oh, it is.
And
do you believe it's deservedly?
I don't.
Interesting. Okay.
I always try to find the good in something. If I know that somebody's going to, 17% on Rotten Tomatoes or something really horrible. I thought, all right, let me see if I can find the good in this movie. And the good comes from Dakota Johnson. Her performance as this Cassie Webb. When she started,
you didn't realize her last name was Webb, did you?
No, I did, but
and how ridiculous that she's named Webb.
Yeah, I just thought her whole demeanor. She was funny, she was witty. She didn't really care. She was like, I don't want to be a part of these, like babysitting these 3 girls. I thought that was funny. I thought her being annoyed every time they didn't do something that she told them to do, like wait in the forest, which is weird to begin with.
Wait in the forest by yourselves. Somebody's trying to kill you, but you'll be safe here while I abandon you.
They'll never find you. Yeah, and she's gone for hours, and they're like, well, we got to figure that out. So she's annoyed by that. I just thought she's kind of the anti-hero in this movie in that she doesn't have any superpowers except that she can see future events, but really short ones, or are they? Some of them are like 3 or 4 minutes. Some of them are just like 30 seconds. It just seemed like the rhyme or reason was a little off there.
I read somebody's review after I watched it, and I thought that they said it really well. A series of ill-defined powers. I felt like that's a very, very good description of Madam Webb's powers, of Cassie's powers. For me, I'm actually with you. Because so many people had trashed it by the time I got to go see it, I was kind of ready for it to just be, just so terrible. And when I was watching it, I was like, okay, I mean, this isn't great cinema. Not even really, I wouldn't say good cinema, but it is, and I say it this way, mildly entertaining.
Yes, I thought it was fun.
And I did like Dakota Johnson, and I actually liked the 3 girls that she was babysitting. I like Isabella Merced anyway, and now that I'm getting to know Sydney Sweeney from some of her work, I'm enjoying her. She looked way younger in this movie than she did in Anyone But You, which came out a month ago.
Right, exactly.
So I don't know when they shot these, but they managed to make her look younger. But there was a bunch of, say what now? Wait, what?
Well, the villain was completely underwritten. He's actually a really good actor. He was in a movie years ago called The Prophet, and he was brilliant. But in this movie, his dialogue was horrible. And his little assistant, like, you find them. I need to find them. He's so focused on killing these girls. Like, dude, lighten up.
Yeah, and I'm a big Spider-Man fan. And so I keep thinking maybe this will make more sense when Spider-Man does finally show up in this universe. Because remember, this is now Venom, Morbius, and Madam Web, a whole bunch of Spider-Man villains and the adjacent characters. with no Spider-Man, and not even a like, oh, well, Spider-Man's over there. He's just not in this movie. He doesn't actually exist in this.
Yeah, this is
in this reality right now.
Spider-Man movie.
So, to me, it was just.
Well, you get behind the scenes.
It struggles to justify its own existence. That's the way I phrase it. There's nothing that happens in the movie that says, oh, it's a good thing we had this movie because now we know this or this happened. If this is just a table setter for something else, then it shouldn't have been a movie.
Well, behind the scenes, Sony, Columbia desperately want to hang on to Spider-Man, and they have to do that.
That's the truth. That is the truth.
The only way they can do that is if they occasionally make movies in that genre or that that Spider-Man theme. So that's why we're getting the Morbius, Venom, which by the way, I liked Venom, but Morbius and Madam Web, I just think it's Sony desperately trying to hang on to this franchise.
To the intellectual property of Spider-Man. And it's true because he's the most popular by far of the whole Marvel. I mean, people love Iron Man, people love Thor, but it is Spider-Man that is number one by far.
And when they go together with Marvel, then they make a hit. Or if they do an animated.
But it's because it's the character.
If they do an animated version.
It's the best movie of the year almost.
It's like gold. I don't know. It's kind of a weird setup.
So for me, I gave Madam Web a C-, which it almost got the D+ so bad it's good. And you could even argue me into that because I did enjoy part of it. But when I saw it, I just was like, there's no point for this. So for me, it's a C-, PG-13. What about you?
I gave it a C. I liked some of the Adam Scott. I thought he was good. Mike Epps, who's normally annoying, he was good. I just felt like I was entertained. I knew that it's a lousy movie that has some fun bits in it.
All right, so that is Madam Web, and that is our big movie of the week. We are broadcasting live today at Sound Sleep Medical, and for those of you who were listening during the David Dujanovic show, we went over some things with Melissa Lowry, who's here with Sound Sleep Medical. First of all, we want to make sure you know that sleep apnea is a serious thing. And if you've never heard that term before, it basically means, and Melissa, make sure I get the definition exactly correct. It means that your breathing is irregular or you stop breathing during the night when you're asleep. The time when you're not even conscious that you're not breathing, you've just put yourself in a position and your throat closes.
Correct. And when you breathe like that, it affects your oxygen levels. It also affects the amount of time you spend in REM sleep. This is the deep level of sleep where you're really getting kind of that renewal, that rejuvenation. And when both of those things are affected, it will then in turn affect your health.
And that's the thing that people maybe don't link those two things together. Maybe your partner said, hey, you were snoring really loud last night. I know kids are really, really good about pointing out to you when you were snoring really, really loud last night. I can speak from experience on that one. But what I didn't know when I found out that I had sleep apnea was the things that it was linked to. I mean, yes, of course, if you're tired and you're driving, you could fall asleep and crash, and that's not a good thing. But I didn't realize that there were long-term effects of things like stress on my heart. Or things like, I didn't notice till I corrected the sleep apnea, and then I took a nap without it, that the chest tightness that came with it, I was so used to it. I thought I had prostate issues because I wasn't getting deep enough sleep during the night that I had to wake up every night, middle of the night, same time.
Right. It affects so many things. And, this time of year, a lot of us have weight loss goals.
Yes.
And a lot of people don't know that
I'm familiar with this.
You are familiar with weight loss goals. Untreated sleep apnea will mess up your metabolism. It affects things like stress hormones, blood sugar levels. So if you're trying to lose weight, you're working out, you're dieting, having a hard time dropping those pounds, it could be that you have apnea and it's messing up your metabolism.
And you will feel hungrier during the day, no matter, even if you ate the same thing at the same time as you did the day before, but one night you didn't get the sleep, you'll feel hungrier that day. That's another one with personal experience. So let's fix this for our listeners who may be saying, hey, this sounds familiar to me, or, yeah, I'm pretty sure I have some issues. My wife would tell me, she's like, there were nights where I was afraid and I would push you in the back because you'd stopped breathing and I was starting to get worried. And then I was like, how long? She's like, I don't know, 10 or 15 seconds. And I'm like thinking, let me hold my breath for 15 seconds. That's a long time. And then you told me some people held their breath for how long?
Over 2.5 minutes.
It's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
I don't even think I could do that if I tried to do it conscious.
It's not good. Let's just say that. It will absolutely lower your oxygen levels. And think about it, if you're in the hospital, if we've ever had an experience like that, anytime your oxygen drops below 90,
the alarms start going off.
The alarms
at the nurse
go off,
station.
the nurses run in. People are doing that all night long, and unfortunately, there's no alarm going off.
Well, and this is how we'll find out if this is happening to you. You need to call 801-716-8672. You'll get a hold of the good people here at Sound Sleep Medical, and they will help you schedule a free sleep screening and a free sleep consultation. So the sleep screening is what's going to tell you what your oxygen levels are doing overnight.
Right, that's step number 1. Let's get you tested. This is at home in your own bed with your own pillow. It's really easy to do, but very, very important. If you're 40 and over and you've never done a sleep screening, you're behind. So give us a call. This is free.
By the way, it is possible to snore and not have sleep apnea, right?
True.
And you'll tell them that too.
And that's the only way to know for sure if it's not apnea is to do a test. So let's just screen it out.
So let's just say if you're over age 40, whether you snore or not, and if you snore, definitely give us a call at 801-716-8672 to make an appointment with Sound Sleep Medical.
Some updates affect your commute.
Emergency traffic due to a multiple vehicle crash.
Other stories affect lives and safety.
This helicopter is on its side. Propeller gone.
When you're listening to KSL News Radio, you're getting the first information on the biggest stories. When it's breaking news, we have you covered at KSL News Radio.
If you've never been to an NPS store, you have got to check this place out. They've got 4 locations, 1 in Layton, 2 in Salt Lake, and 1 in Orem. So basically anywhere from Layton to Orem. Steve, the deals that they have at NPS are unbelievable.
The best deals I find are things that I know what the value is and that might be really ridiculously low priced. Golf clubs, for example. I was looking for a club, and I just happened to go to their golf bin. I'm left-handed, so the chances are nil. Brand new, still wrapped, shrunk wrapped, for $26. This golf club retails, the cheapest I could find it in any store, $150.
And that's the thing. The prices, you're going to be like, what? Yeah. These are brand new items.
Yes.
Refused, returned. They've still got their tags on them. It is brand new. When we tell you about deals on mattresses, we're talking name brand at prices that you won't believe until you see it. NPS can do it because they get them at less than cost, and so they can sell it to you at less than cost. One of the great things about it, when you talk to the people at NPS, they do it because they want to help people in times like these when finances are tough and things are getting more expensive. NPS wants to help you get that stuff that you need at a lower cost.
And I noticed that they do that, especially in the grocery department. That's kind of all lost leader stuff for them. They really don't make any money in the grocery department. They just want to take care of people.
But yes, NPS. Just get your GPS and say, take me to NPS Salt Lake, take me to NPS Layton, take me to NPS Orem. NPS stands for a nice place to save.
I'm looking for something with suspense, but not into horror novels. Too graphic.
Listen, I found a great thriller. Tons of suspense.
Okay.
Totally keeps you on the edge of your seat. And without the gratuitous violence. It's called The Fear of Silence.
The Fear of Silence?
Not kidding. It's a nail biter.
Yeah.
And I couldn't stop listening.
People who are afraid of silence.
It's the entire town.
Wait, an entire town afraid of silence?
Yes, because the silence is killing people.
Wow, sounds intriguing.
It's so good and even passes the Bechdel test.
What?
It's that test about the depiction of women in pop culture. You know, at least 2 women need to talk to each other about something other than a man. It's great.
What lies in the silence? The fear of silence. Some content may not be suitable for children. Listener discretion is advised. Available on all audiobook platforms.
Maybe it's because they're excited about Leap Day at the end of February. This is Jeff Kaplan. At Advanced Window Products, Leap Day means they get an extra day to build windows. But for you, it's an incredible opportunity. This month, they'll give you $2,500 off on 10 windows or more. $2,500 off on the highest quality custom window frames and double pane glass. They'll lower your energy bill and give your home an exciting new look. Any style, any color. At Advanced Window Products, you save money because they cut out the middleman. They build your windows right here in Salt Lake City. They install the windows and they guarantee them for life. So beat the rush. Once it gets warmer, their schedule backs up and you have to wait months and months for installation. So make the call and get to the head of the line. Save $2,500 and get custom precision windows built right here in Salt Lake City. Advanced Window Products offers 60-month 0% financing. You can buy now, pay later, but call now. 801-850-9100. 801-850-9100 or visit AdvancedWindowsUSA.com.
Getting help with plumbing repairs is easier than you think. All you have to do is call Any Hour Services or schedule an appointment at anyhourservices.com. No one helps more homeowners than Any Hour Services.
With the 3 things you need to know this hour, I'm Dan Bomas. First, we're looking for some additional snow this weekend, but it shouldn't be a problem in the valleys. Second, while Republicans in the legislature are adamant about a small cut in taxes, there's a bill increasing liquor prices in state stores. And third, President Biden has no doubt Vladimir Putin is responsible for the death of Russia's best-known opposition leader, Alexei Navalny. Right now, 45 degrees and cloudy in Salt Lake City. And back to The Movie Show on KSL News Radio.
The Movie Show. It is not a donut hole, but a smaller donut with its own hole. And our donut is not a hole at all. On KSL News Radio.
Our text question of the day, what is the most romantic movie you've ever seen? Text us at 57500. Text us at 57500 for pretty much anything movie show related. We'd love for you to be part of the Movie Show Club. If you want to join, which gives you the chance to win awesome prizes like what I'm about to tell you about, you need to text the word movie to 57500. When it texts you back, be sure to opt in. Now, at the end of today's show, we're going to send out a trivia question just to Movie Show Club members. And if you reply back with the correct answer, you'll be in to win a 4-pack of tickets to the advanced screening of Dune Part 2 at the IMAX at Jordan Commons. So, yes, you want to be a member of the Movie Show Club. We've already had some texts come in, Steve, of their favorite romantic movie. Here's Somewhere in Time. I'm actually not surprised to see that one on the list. That was one of my mom's favorites. Another one, Return to Me, the most romantic of all time.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Let's see. A Walk in the Clouds. Sleepless in Seattle has a couple of votes.
That's a good one.
What's your favorite? What's the most romantic movie you've ever seen?
Romeo and Juliet.
Ah, the one that's getting a lawsuit?
The one that came out like 1,000 years ago.
Franco Zeffirelli's version?
The 68.
All right. With Olivia Hussey and Leonard somebody or other?
Yeah, that was...
All right. Well, keep texting us, 57500. Steve, let's review us another movie. How about The Taste of Things?
Yes.
All right. This is set in the 1800s in France, if you couldn't tell from that language.
Gustavo loves playing these.
This tells the story of a well-respected cook chef named Dodin and his longtime cook partner, Eugenie, played by Juliette Binoche. They're partners in every way possible except they're just not married, even though Dodin has asked Eugenie many times. But when Eugenie starts to struggle with her failing health, she downplays it, but Dodin also realizes he doesn't know what he'd do without her. Yeah, and it's just a love story. It's both between Dodin and Eugenie, but it's also between them and making food. And for me, I was fascinated by this movie. It's really slow-paced, no question. Right. But watching them prepare food was not boring in the slightest for me. And not everything looked delicious, and I even looked up one of the dishes that they eat, those orlatins, and let's just say there's a reason they cover their heads with napkins before eating them. Ugh. But as someone with food on his mind a lot recently, I really connected with this one in a way that I don't think I would have in the past. And so, honestly, it felt like a French food romance version of a Jane Austen story. It really did.
No, there's no question. You hit on all the. I saw this movie a long time ago, so.
Oh yeah, they screened it originally back in like November, early December.
It's been a long time, but I do remember thinking that that the artisan part of this, where it hits a certain part of your mouth, and I thought, wow, this is way deeper, culinary-wise, than I had ever even thought of food doing that to a person, and I thought. That's what fascinated me about this movie and made me think maybe I would like to get into French cooking just to see, the artistry and the science behind it was gorgeous.
Well, and I really liked also the watching them make it 1800s style. You know, they don't have microwaves, they don't have mixers, they don't have
No.
they don't have any of that stuff. So they had to know the food. They had to know how long it was going to take to prepare. It was an all-day thing.
Yeah.
And it was kind of funny to watch Dodin and his little entourage of foodie guys. And there's one scene where the king of something or other invites them, not the king of France, but the king of something,
Yeah, like
Eurasia
Sweden
or
or
something,
something.
invites him to eat with him. And then they have like, he's like, the chef's telling him what the menu is. And he's like, he lists off like 50 things. He's like, and then for the second portion of the meal.
Yeah. Oh.
And then you find out later that Dodin didn't think it was well done. It wasn't prepared, served in the right way.
Pedestrian.
And then so they ask Eugenie, did he like it? Or what did he do? Well, he came home and he couldn't bear to go to bed with that being the food he ate. So I just made him this. And then like 5 other things. And just their love was with food and with each other, and I actually found myself really emotionally hooked into it. And I give this, for me, was a very strong B+.
Yeah, I'm in the same ballpark. I think for a movie that's really just about a couple of people cooking, but the love they had for each other, and for what they were doing.
If you're like a Jane Austen movie fan, this is a Jane Austen movie with French cooks. It really is, and in French. It is, by the way, French with English subtitles.
Yes. But gorgeous. And it's Juliette Binoche, so
yeah,
come on.
So, and it is rated R. So that is The Taste of Things, B+ for me.
B+ for me.
And it is in limited release, though, so I think it's just the Broadway.
Yeah, so far.
Just at the Broadway. So, but it's worth seeking out, in my opinion. It is about 2 hours, 15 minutes. So that's why some people
Don't go hungry or you're going to be in trouble.
Exactly. All right, well, before we go to break here for news, traffic, and weather, we are here live at Sound Sleep Medical. They have 8 locations in Utah: Ogden, Layton, Salt Lake, Murray, American Fork, Provo, now in St. George, and we are at the Sandy location at 90th South 7th East, which means there's a location that's very convenient near where you live to where you can call and make a free sleep screening and a free sleep consultation to find out if you have sleep apnea. Melissa, if you find out that you have sleep apnea through this free test and a chance to meet for free with somebody who can tell you what the results mean of what, hey, you're having these many sleep apnea episodes a night, or your oxygen is dropping below where it needs to be, and so your brain's not getting the whole purpose of the blood is to carry the oxygen to the brain, and if it's not taking enough, there are long-term effects. But let's say they find out they do have sleep apnea. What do we do to fix it?
Good question. A lot of people think a CPAP is their only option, and so they tell us often, I'd rather die than use a CPAP machine. They can be difficult as far as using a mask and a hose, hard to clean and travel with. At Sound Sleep Medical, we don't do CPAP machines. We do an oral appliance. This is like a custom-made mouthpiece, kind of like bleach trays or a mouth guard. You wear on your teeth just during the night. What it will do is stabilize your lower jaw, which then keeps your airway open so that apnea and snoring goes away. It's much, much easier for most people, and the great news is it's usually covered by your health insurance.
And what's important to note, too, is it's customized to you. This isn't just like, you look like you're about a medium large. No, it's set just to yours so that it gets the exact right adjustment that you need to keep your airway open.
Right.
Actually, that was kind of interesting, having the 3D scanner in your mouth going back and forth all over the place. And then when they come out, it fits exactly to the point where you might want to, make a few adjustments because it's just immediately tight. I've got one, and I've been trying to get adjusted to it, and I know it's working. I just have to get some of the rough edges taken off just so that it's more comfortable to sleep
and we'll work with you, obviously, to make sure it's the perfect fit, the perfect size for you. If you're out there and you've maybe tried something online, like your partner says you're snoring, so you get something off Amazon, it's not custom made. There is absolutely no comparison to this real medical device that's, like I said, usually covered by health insurance.
So get that free appointment made right now, a free sleep screening and free sleep consultation to the first 50 callers who schedule an appointment. 801-716-8672.
It's 11:31 at KSL News Radio. I'm Dan Bomas. KSL's top story this hour. A large police presence is going on in a Sandy neighborhood around the area of 1800 East, 100 South. That's where a KSL traffic trooper says they believe that there was a helicopter overhead and a SWAT unit KSL TV reporting on multiple police units on that scene. Senator Mitt Romney says he won't be running for president, and that includes on any ticket as vice president. A rumor was sparked after Senate colleague and Democrat Joe Manchin addressed a possible independent candidacy. When he was pressed, he mentioned Senator Romney as someone he'd consider as a potential running mate. And at a visit to the Utah State Capitol, Romney reiterated his claim that he's not interested, nor does he have any plans right now to endorse anyone. A bill in Utah's legislature would increase the price of alcohol in Utah. Specifically, the markup for hard liquor and wine would go from 88% to 88.5%. Heavy beer markups would go from 66.5% to 67%. Our top national story this hour from ABC News. A fossil that scientists have been studying for decades has turned out to be a forgery. ABC's Dave Packer reports.
In 1931, it seemed to be a remarkable find. A 280-million-year-old fossil of a lizard, Tridentinosaurus antiquus, found in the Italian Alps. Scientists for decades puzzled at its well-preserved tissue on its limbs and tail. Now UV imaging giving them the answer. It's not skin, it's paint. But it's not a complete forgery. There was an actual fossil underneath, and the team did find the real remains of small amounts of bony scales from the lizard's back. Dave Packer, ABC News.
And an update, that situation in Sandy, the SWAT situation, has been resolved. Your money at this moment, the Dow Jones average down 10 points right now, while the NASDAQ is down 58. And our KSL weather looks like a little bit more rain this afternoon. Tomorrow will be dry. That's next. KSL News Time, 11:33.
Here's a way to get breaking news updates anywhere you go.
At the store or in a work meeting, you can get breaking news on your phone.
You can quickly read it, swipe, or click for more. It's super discreet, super fast.
That's the app for KSL News Radio.
Jeff Kaplan here. Every once in a while, I do my show from home, and you probably wouldn't be able to tell. I'm on KSL and sending video to the internet all at the same time because I have Xfinity Wi-Fi. It's pretty amazing because at the same time, my wife's streaming a movie, grandkids come over, one's watching YouTube, two are playing Minecraft, and others watching a flick, all while Grandma says, "Shh, Papa's on the air." We run all these devices, and I do a show thanks to my reliable, fast connection. Xfinity Wi-Fi is a game changer. Get wall-to-wall Wi-Fi on the Xfinity 10G network for a reliable connection throughout your home. Now through March 21st, new customers can get started with 1.2 gigabit internet for $25 a month for 2 years with no annual contract and Wi-Fi equipment included when you add unlimited mobile. Go to Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Taxes and fees extra. Xfinity Mobile requires Xfinity Internet. After promo, regular rates apply to Internet service and Wi-Fi equipment. Actual speeds vary.
The Management Minute is a service of the MBA program in the John M. Huntsman School of Business at Utah State University. I'm Professor Scott Hammond. In football, the kicker sits on the bench for most of the game. They are not needed until they are really needed. Then in one play, they might win the game. Most work teams require specialty expertise as well. If you're the tax accountant or tax attorney, you might spend a lot of time on the bench before you get your chance to save the bottom line or prevent a lawsuit. Sometimes what you have in common with your team members might be less important than the unique skills you bring to your team. So team leaders need to recognize that there are times when one expert who rarely gets used is the most important member of the team. Learn more about what makes the best teams work in an MBA from Utah State University. Go to utahstatemba.com. That's utahstatemba.com. I'm Scott Hammond. Hope to see you in one of our classes.
I'm Jason Walton. In business, I mentor hundreds of Utahns as they pursue their American dream. The same dream career politicians treat with contempt. They send our money to our enemies abroad while shortchanging our veterans at home. It's not right. They're letting drug cartels escort criminals and terrorists across our border. It's time to stand up. So I'm running for the United States Senate. Stand with me. I'm Jason Walton, and I approve this message.
Paid for by friends of Jason Walton for Senate.
BMW IBU World Cup Biathlon action returns to Soldier Hollow Nordic Center March 8th through 10th. Don't miss this thrilling sport featuring the world's best biathletes, combining heart-pumping ski racing with precision target shooting. Cheer on competitors from Team USA, Norway, Italy, France, Germany, Sweden, and more. General admission is free for all spectators. Premium seating tickets are also available. Get more info at IBUWorldCupUtah.com.
Traffic and weather together brought to you by Sinclair's Dino Pay app. Save up to 20 cents per gallon. And here's Michelle Rowe.
Well, it is pretty quiet out there, but I am hearing scanner chatter of a possible crash with injuries. This is 7800 South, 5100 West. Imagine pop, rock, and jazz hits with the full power of the Utah Symphony. Get your tickets at utahsymphony.org/pops. I'm Michelle Rowe in the KSL Traffic Center.
KSL weather, some valley showers this afternoon, heavier snow in the mountains. Then Saturday will be dry, but we could see some more rain on Sunday. Right now, 45 degrees with a rain shower. I'm Dan Bomas from the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios. Listen online at kslnewsradio.com. We're Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
It's the KSL Movie Show.
That gave the audience feelings they weren't sure they should enjoy.
The week's big movie review, movie news, games, and prizes. Here's Andy Farnsworth and Steve Sales.
Like a slice of butter melting on top of a big old pile of flapjacks.
On KSL News Radio, 102.7 FM and 1160 AM.
The movie show text question of the day: what is the most romantic movie you've ever seen? And Steve, we've had a lot of votes for You've Got Mail, Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan. And then I just got a text, An Affair to Remember with Deborah. Is it Kerr or Kerr?
It's Deborah Carr.
Deborah Carr. I was just doing the line from
Well,
Sleepless
it's
in Seattle.
Kerr. That's why it sounds weird.
But then they said, You've Got Mail, Notting Hill. But I just today was actually watching that scene from Sleepless in Seattle where Rita Wilson's talking about An Affair to Remember, and she starts tearing up. And then the two guys are like, we're crying over movies. Well, except for The Dirty Dozen. And then they start tearing up.
Yeah, that's fun.
All right. Well, let's review another movie, Steve. Our other big movie of the week, and the one that'll probably win the box office, is Bob Marley, One Love.
See, reggae music coming to unify the people.
Not everyone likes what you're saying. For your own safety, you need to stop.
All right, Bob Marley, One Love stars Kingsley Ben-Adir as the late reggae singer whose music eventually played a role in uniting Jamaica after years of civil war.
Oh, yeah. He was instrumental.
And it stars Lashana Lynch as Marley's wife, and she's also in the band, Rita, and then it highlights some significant parts of Marley's life.
Well, of course, the music is legendary. I couldn't understand half the things he was saying. So we're going to help you with that.
That is so true.
If you go to a Megaplex Theater and you go to their website and you look at the different times that the screenings are, they'll be usually one of the first screenings of the day will say open caption. What that means is it'll be on the screen, and I know that's happening, read subtitles. If you don't want to do that, you can also do the hearing, the one where you can't hear. You can get one of those little devices and you can read it just personally in a screening that doesn't have the open caption. So either way, I'm telling you, you're going to need it.
Yeah, that to me was the biggest drawback, because for me, I liked it because it helped me contextualize Marley's music. I've heard songs, like I've heard Buffalo Soldier, I've heard, what was the one that they were playing, Get Up, Stand Up, and I've heard a lot of the songs, but what I didn't get was like sort of what culturally he meant to a lot of different things. So that was really helpful, and the music was good. I heard songs I hadn't heard before that I also thought were really good.
Well, for me, I had to kind of contextualize what they were saying, if it was a sad thing or if it was a happy thing.
Yeah.
I just sort of put my own feelings into what I thought they were talking about.
And in the effort to be authentic, and I don't fault them for this at all, because there really was no way around this. Either you have to do it without the Jamaican dialect and accents, and then it's not authentic.
Right.
Or you have to put subtitles up for everybody, and I feel like that almost makes it condescending. So that's why we're telling you, trust us, it's going to be difficult for you to understand large blocks of dialogue. And honestly, even if you can read it, that may not necessarily, depending on what slangs and different things that they use, that may not help, but it will help you more than not having any idea what they said at all.
Well, I mean, it's hard to judge a film if you don't know what they're saying.
That is true.
Which just makes it tough. By the way, also, the screening I went to on Wednesday at 1:30 was packed.
Oh, yes. No, that's why I say this one's going to win the weekend.
I was shocked. I almost couldn't find a seat. In fact, I went in there and somebody was in my seat. I thought, I'll just stay there.
You said, hey, man, you're good.
Hey, man, it's all about love here.
So for me, I gave Bob Marley One Love a C+. And it was better than average. I couldn't go to good only because I couldn't understand all of the dialogue, and I don't know what the solution is except for us to give you the heads up to have a way to be able to read it. I'd like to rewatch it when I have a chance to see it with captions.
Yeah, agreed. And I gave it a B-. Also, tonight at the Jordan Commons between 6 and 7, they're going to have a reggae band playing Bob Marley songs.
Now that's cool. That's really cool.
I mean, that's
our
Jeff.
Megaplex people. They know what they're doing.
Jeff knows what he's doing.
All right, so that's Bob Marley. It is rated PG-13, and it's in theaters. And then let's talk about Adam the First.
I said I want to take you out here to tell you something important. So here it is. I'm not your father.
Maybe you could tell me about my dad.
Here's your warning shot. Hey, no!
Well, so that basically gives you the heads up. A teenage boy named Adam, who's played by a kid named Oaks Fegley. He gets pulled aside by his dad, who you heard in the clip, a weirdly tattooed David Duchovny.
Yeah.
And David gives him some shocking news. I'm actually not your dad.
Yeah.
And then, so after all of this, Adam decides to head out and track down his real dad. He has 3 leads based on a letter with names and addresses. So he goes to each one to meet him and see which one might be his father and to find out why his father left Adam behind.
Yeah, it's a kind of a heart-tugging story, except that I thought it was strange. I just felt like a stage play to me, because there are a lot of things happened in the movie that felt more stagey than the movie.
You could have easily done this on stage. Once you said that, and when I was watching it, I was like, yeah, because none of the surroundings were like critical to what was happening in the story. Other than when he was riding a horse with a cigarette in his mouth. Maybe not that on stage. No, but everything else you could have just done with like a backdrop. And honestly, you could have had this all in the same place on the stage, just moving the...
Well, you notice also it was one of the Coen brothers that directed this film. They are...
Really?
Yeah.
I did not notice that.
Ethan directed this.
No, that was Drive Away Dolls.
Oh.
That we also watched this week. We're going to talk about that one next week. This was somebody else. I didn't see a Coen on...
I'm sorry.
On Adam the First. But here's the thing. But you touched on something that what I wrote down about it was there's almost a Wes Anderson or Coen brothers-like surrealism, like early Coen brothers, where just sort of weird things are happening, but the people in the movie aren't reacting to it the way you kind of would react to something as weird as this happening. So I get what you're saying. It was a Coen brothers-like feel as I watched it. But here's the thing. Like, I didn't think it was that great, but the final scene got me. It got me.
Well, it can't. There's no way it can't get you because it's such a shock. Maybe you had inklings about what was happening before.
You don't
had
have
no
an inkling
idea.
about how this. You do not have an inkling about how this is going to resolve. I promise you that.
That's true.
So for me, this was another C+. Adam the First. If it wasn't for that final scene, I probably would have given it a C or a C-. But it got me a little bit teary-eyed.
I gave it a B-. Also, I just thought I did like the end. I thought, well, okay, you did get me, but I just felt uncomfortable through the whole movie.
And it is not rated, but I don't recall anything offensive in it.
No,
maybe a bad word here or there, but I don't recall anything. So that is Adam the First. Now, we are broadcasting live from Sound Sleep Medical, and we want to give you the phone number because you're going to want to call this number if you've had any issues with snoring. If you're over, Melissa, what's a good age for somebody to get sleep tested if they've never done it before? What's a good starting age?
You know, I would say at 40, we start to do certain health screenings when we reach certain ages, like mammograms, colonoscopies, fun things like that. And if you're 40 and over and you've never done a sleep screening, you really are... You need to. You're late.
And I was diagnosed with apnea when I was 36.
Yeah,
so it doesn't. It's not going to wait till you're 40. If it happens, it's not going to wait on you.
No. In fact, there is no set age or set profile for sleep apnea. You know, I've treated lots of slim as can be young college students who have apnea. So
But if you are getting overweight, that is also a factor that could be giving you some sleep apnea.
Sure. So let's get tested. Let's at least screen it out. Maybe you don't have it, but let's find out just so you make sure you stay as healthy as you can.
So you can have a free sleep screening and sleep consultation. This is the number you need to call to get that set up, 801-716-8672. This isn't one of those things where it's like it's free after your copay. It's free.
Absolutely, and no obligation. You could get your test results, do the screening at home, and you can walk away. There's no obligation
And
here.
then you guys show them your oral appliance therapy. So it's not a CPAP machine. That's not what you're going to come into Sound Sleep Medical to find out. You'll find out if you need to correct your sleep apnea, but you guys have an alternative to a CPAP, which is, well, it's basically, you said a couple of trays you put in your mouth.
Correct. So much easier than a CPAP machine. It's just like bleach trays or a mouth guard you wear on your teeth during the night. So if you're snoring, morning headaches, you're just tired all the time, you got to give us a call. Let's fix it.
I have a relative who got a CPAP machine, and they just don't use it. They need it. They just don't use it because I just don't like it. I don't like it.
That, unfortunately, is the vast majority of people. Most people, unfortunately, do not succeed with the CPAP. That's okay. You got to fix your apnea, though, so don't stop there. Let's find a better fix for you. And for most people, this oral appliance is the answer.
You know, it makes more sense to me because CPAP forces air into restricted, and forces it into your windpipe. Your device opens that up, just barely moving your lower jaw forward a little bit so that it keeps that open. And then you don't have to force the air in it. It just comes in naturally. That, to me, makes more sense than shoving air into your face.
Right.
And it doesn't make your eyelids bulge. Because that's with the air. Yeah, that can happen, I've heard, to some people.
There's a lot of unfortunate side effects with the CPAP machine.
But no, it doesn't work for everybody. And then even for those who do like the CPAP, it is a pain to have to travel with them. You can't take them on a camp out with you, especially if you're going to do any hiking as part of your camping. But an oral appliance that just pops into your mouth, weighs nothing, takes up no space, and then suddenly you're going to sleep better out in the woods, and you're not going to be scaring off the bears or scaring the kids in your camp thinking that there's a bear sleeping right by them.
Right. So much easier for camping and traveling. And, we are actually going to be at the RV show that's happening right now, this very moment, at the Sandy Expo Center. So if you're wondering what these look like, you want to see them for yourself, swing by and come see us at our booth, and we'll show you in person.
That's great. And why don't you just make that appointment right now? Because you're going to need to make the appointment even after you see the device at the show, right?
Correct.
So just save yourself the time. Make the appointment right now, 801-716-8672 with Sound Sleep Medical.
Give the star in your life the brightest gift in the world. Name a star after them. This is Rocky Moselle with International Star Registry. For $59 and a call to 800-282-3333 or visit starregistry.com, you can name a star for birthdays, weddings, or even memorials. Over 45 years, we have named millions of stars for celebrities and individuals from around the world. The star you name will be recorded in book form in the U.S. Copyright Office. Visit starregistry.com or call 800-282-3333. Give the star in your life the brightest gift in the world. Name a star after them. This is Rocky Moselle with International Star Registry. For $59 and a call to 800-282-3333 or visit starregistry.com, you can name a star for birthdays, weddings, or even memorials. Over 45 years, we have named millions of stars for celebrities and individuals from around the world. The star you name will be recorded in book form in the U.S. Copyright Office. Visit starregistry.com or call 800-282-3333.
I just rebuilt my closet after having to give away a huge pile of clothing that no longer fits me because I hit my target, my goal of 60. I actually set a goal for 65 pounds lost with SOTA weight loss, SOTA standing for state of the art. And I actually went past it. I got down to 67 pounds lost, and I am under 200 pounds for the first time in 2 decades. And now is the part that I've been waiting for, the chance to begin to reintroduce some foods that I've been avoiding during the weight loss portion of my SOTA weight loss journey. I got to have some cheese today. Oh, have I missed that. But the great part is I'm still meeting with my nutritionist, Kristen, and that's going to continue. now I'm not trying to actively lose weight. They're going to help me to keep the weight off. And that's just as important as losing it, because you can lose it. I've lost weight before and gained it back. That's the thing I don't want to have happen this time. I don't want it back. I gave it away. I didn't lose it. I'm not looking for it. And that's what they do at SOTA. SOTA, state of the art. Go to sotaweightloss.com. and check out the 8,500. Look at some of the reviews. Check out the before and after pics. My before and after pics are on there. They're crazy. It's crazy to look in the mirror and see where I am now, where I wasn't just 4.5 months ago. So do that yourself. Go to sotaweightloss.com, because SOTA is, say it with me, state of the art.
Here's to everyone who was made to shine, from Shane Company. To wearing your lucky gold chain to the game, to receiving your first communion in your new pearls. Here's to getting down on one knee, to recommitting to forever, to saying yes to something sparkly just for you, just because. Here's to your first set of diamond studs, to the family heirloom you'll never take off. Here's to lighting up the room like only you can. Shane Company, fine jewelry since 1929.
Stop and think just for a minute. If right now your home comfort system went ka-flooey, which is not a technical term really, but you get the idea. Who would you call?
Oh, my mom?
Great idea for some support and maybe some mean banking advice. But Mom's not exactly an expert on heating and cooling.
My brother?
Yeah, remember what he did to your bathroom sink a few years ago when he said he knew everything about plumbing? No? Correct answer is Call Climate Services. And here's why. Call Climate has been around for over 25 years and features Lennox products and Kohler generators, the finest names in home comfort. So if it's a big kaflooey and requires a system replacement, you're in the right hands. And if it's more of a smaller kaflooey, their repair work is outstanding. Call Climate understands heating and cooling better than anyone. So start at callclimate.com and learn about their quality team waiting to serve you. From repair to replacement and installation, callclimate.com.
It's the world-famous KSL Movie Show on KSL News Radio.
Steve, we're getting text. Best romantic movie you've ever seen. Shrek got a vote.
Oh.
Here's one for Ghost.
Oh, that's a great film.
I forgot about that one. All right, Steve, let's review us another movie. Let's do Land of Bad.
Gasset disappeared 2 weeks ago, believed to be kidnapped.
So this is a rescue.
We got a situation.
I see him.
Scan forward. Keep me with him.
Copy.
Give me the status of your team.
KIA.
Copy, Playboy. We got you.
Now, this was the only one on our list this week that I was not able to get a chance to watch.
I'm sorry. I probably steered you the wrong direction, but Land of Bad is a rescue mission set in the Philippines.
Is it a true story?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't think
Not
so.
inspired by true events?
Maybe. It's a Delta Force team. There's 4 members. One guy is brand new. He got pulled in because somebody had something go wrong. So they have this rookie, Liam Hemsworth, one of the Hemsworth brothers.
So he's your entry point into the team?
Yes.
Okay.
He's the new guy, and they're all like, we don't really want this guy here because we're afraid he's inexperienced and he's going to screw up the mission and maybe cost us our lives. So they're going into this jungle. They're dropping in 8 clicks away from this compound. They're going to try to rescue this one member. He's a CIA agent, but he's also the guys that control when you got the drones overhead. They're telling you where to land, drop the bombs. So he's pretty vital.
So drone intelligence.
Yeah, but the guy that's a new kid, Liam's character, JJ, he is also a tech. So he kind of stays back. They get to the compound, and now they have the overhead guy, the drone pilot, played by Russell Crowe.
So this is Russell Crowe and Liam Hemsworth.
And Milo Ventimiglia.
Ventimiglia, yeah.
Yeah, he's Sugar.
From This Is Us and Heroes. Okay.
He's the leader of this little Delta Force. But they get something goes wrong, and the guys know they're there, and they have RPGs, and they are just tearing these kids up. Liam's character gets separated from the other, and by the way, his brother Luke is also one of the Delta Force team.
So all the Hemsworths but Chris, because he's in the other Netflix movie.
Exactly. He's in an Extraction movie.
That's what it was, yeah.
So this kid's by himself now. He thinks that the other guys are dead, possibly are. He's got to try to get to the extraction point, and the guy in the sky, Russell Crowe, is trying to help him, is trying to save this kid's life. It is really, really good.
So good action, Good
action,
drama.
A lot of blood, but
Okay.
it kind of fits the scenario.
Is this theatrical or on streaming?
This is theatrical.
Theaters, okay.
Yeah. It's called Land of Bad, and I'm telling you, these bad dudes. These guys are tough.
I haven't even seen a commercial for this.
I know, and it's a new distributor. That's why I didn't even know about it. The Avenue.
Well, how can they not publicize it more? I mean, those are some big names not to tell anybody
I looked
about.
at their list. They're brand new, and they have a bunch of good stuff coming up with big name actors. So the Avenue is going to be the new distributor out there that's going to get a lot of attention.
Okay.
Land of Bad. If you are a fan of military movies, you've got to see this.
This is not like kind of over the top Expendables type action. This is more realistic military.
Feels like absolutely perfectly. I mean, I haven't been in the military, but it sounds like exactly what they would go through. Everything from the drone pilots, where they are, and how they go through all that. It's just fascinating to me. And I thought, how in the world would anybody ever go up against these guys? Because they have the drones and these guys are out there with sticks, So anyway, I thought it was.
So Land of Bad, rated R?
It is rated R for the violence.
But
the
it is
language.
in theaters, okay.
It is in theaters, yes.
All right, well, now it is time for the Movie Show Top 10, sponsored by Call Climate Services. From repair to replacement and installation, callclimate.com.
10, 9. The KSL Movie Show Top 10.
All right, Steve, let's go through this kind of quick. Number 10, we've got Poor Things.
This one wasn't doing very well. It's now almost at 83 million.
I know more people every week that have gone and seen it.
Yeah.
I didn't like it, but it's well made and it is artfully. I call it artful and disturbing.
Well, that's accurate.
Then number 9, American Fiction, still hanging in the top 10, but
not doing as well. Only 18 million.
That's a shame too, because I really enjoyed it. Number 8, Mean Girls. That dropped a little faster than I thought it would.
But it's about to go over 100 million, so worldwide.
Okay, and I liked it, but it's not like the original, so fans of the original may like this less than people who aren't invested in the original Mean Girls movie. Number 7, Anyone But You, the rom-com with Sydney Sweeney. There's going to be another Sydney Sweeney movie on the list next
You won't
week.
even recognize her.
But that was a good one.
And it's done 171 worldwide.
Wow.
Yeah.
The Chosen, season 4, episodes 1 through 3 is still at number 6.
It's made 13 million, so it's that's pretty good for eventually a TV movie.
Worth pointing out too that the second group of The Chosen episodes opens today.
Yeah, so you got what?
So this is episodes 4, 5, and 6.
Okay.
Yes. Then let's see, number 5. So actually, we may have The Chosen's first 2 groups in the top 10 next week.
Yeah.
Number 5, we've got Migration. That thing is sitting in the top 5, and it will not budge.
It's almost made $250 million.
The animated duck movie.
Yeah, and it's killing.
Number 4, Wonka. That just continues to do well.
It's sneaking up on 600 million.
So it's obvious now that getting a movie released right before Christmas, if you've got the right kind of movie, you can rake in the money.
And Wonka is the perfect example of that.
And Migration, too, for that matter.
Yeah, that's true.
Number 3, The Beekeeper, Jason.
That's still hanging in there. 135
They're going to make a
worldwide.
sequel at this point, right? The way it's been sitting in the top 3 for multiple weeks.
It was so over the top, but I love Jason.
Number 2 in its debut week, Lisa Frankenstein.
It has not done well. 4.5, 16,000 foreign.
And number 1, Argyle for the second week in a row.
It's balanced. 30 domestic, 31 foreign.
Kind of
61.
ridiculous, kind of fun.
Yeah, I didn't care.
All right, we got another hour of the movie show, so stay with us.
KSL FM Midvale.
KSL Salt Lake City.
From the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios, this is KSL News Radio.
Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
It's 12 noon at KSL News Radio. I'm Dan Bonas. KSL's top story this hour. The man police were chasing when a trooper fell off a freeway bridge early this week, now facing criminal charges. The Salt Lake County District Attorney says Sammy Michael Swickey being charged with 2 felonies for failing to respond to an officer's signal to stop and with misdemeanors for possession of drugs and driving on a suspended license. The DA's office says the injured trooper appeared to lose his balance and fall off the bridge as Swickey was avoiding spike strips. Our top national story this hour from ABC News. Allstate getting back into the insurance market in California, but premiums are going to be a whole lot higher. ABC's Alex Stone reports from Los Angeles.
Allstate pulled out of offering new auto insurance policies here in California after the state prevented rate hikes and ordered refunds during the pandemic when people weren't driving as much. Long-standing and new customers will feel the impacts, and some could see their rates go up by as much as 55% for auto coverage. Alex Stone, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Your money at this moment, the Dow Jones average has turned the corner up on the day, now 22 points. While the NASDAQ is down 17 right now. And we're getting a little snow in the mountains. That will continue until tomorrow. That's next. KSL News Time, 12:01.
Join your friends who rely on KSL each morning for the fastest routes to work and school.
I like traffic on the 9s.
So I need to get the kids up earlier so that my son isn't driving quickly in a snowstorm.
Traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the 9s.
On KSL News Radio.
Getting your biggest tax refund from Jackson Hewitt can lead to some spirited reactions.
Jackson Hewitt!
Jackson Hewitt is so sure they'll get you your biggest refund that if they don't, you get your money back plus $100.
Jackson Hewitt!
Switch to Jackson Hewitt and we'll beat what you paid last year, even if you filed online. Ain't nothing to it. Switch to Jackson Hewitt and pay less for tax prep, guaranteed. Proof of prior year payment required when filing. New clients only at participating locations through April 7th. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com.
God, I'm so stressed. It's a brand new year and our business is busier than ever.
Ooma.
What is that? Meditation?
I'm recommending the Ooma cloud phone system with auto attendant and more than 35 features.
Ooma?
Yep. Switching to Ooma is a cinch. Starts at $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Now you're feeling it. Visit Ooma.com. That's OOMA.com to learn more. Ooma. Smart communications for the smarter business.
Do you hear that? If you're like many people, that's the sound of your money. Just lying there in a checking or savings account doing nothing when it could be out there earning more money for you. But at America First Credit Union, we can give your money a wake-up call.
What?
What's that? Rise and shine, Bucky. We can get your money working in a high-yield certificate account, earning you a much better return than traditional checking and savings. Up and at 'em, buddy. We gotta go.
Huh? Where are we going?
To America First. You'll love it there. They're gonna help you do so much awesome stuff.
All right, I'm coming.
So get your money working with a high-yield certificate from America First. Head to americafirst.com today to check out the latest amazing rates. Subject to membership, eligibility, terms, conditions, and change. Federally insured by NCUA.
It's time for the Sportsman's Vacation and RV Show, February 16th through the 19th at the Mountain America Expo. Save $2 at UtahRVShow.com.
If you've ever experienced running out of hot water before your shower was done, or hard water spots on dishes and fixtures, I've got a deal you might be interested in. What's up, everybody? I'm Mike Wilson with Any Hour Services, and you probably already know that a tankless water heater and a water softener solve both issues. If you've ever thought about looking into getting a tankless water heater, here's the deal I was talking about. Through the end of February, we're including a free water softener with every new tankless water heater we install. The best part of this deal might be that you never have to worry about being the last one to the shower again, or that you don't have to waste the money keeping 40 to 50 gallons of water hot 24/7. To take advantage of this deal, call Any Hour Services before the end of February. The visit's free and there's no obligation to buy. If you decide to have us install a new tankless water heater, we'll throw in the water softener for free. That's right, a free water softener when you purchase a tankless water heater. Pick up the phone and call Any Hour Services right now for all the details. 801-443-7400. You can Google Any Hour Services. You can even schedule online at anyhourservices.com. No one helps more homeowners than Any Hour Services.
Traffic and weather together brought to you by Sinclair's DinoPay app. Save up to 20 cents per gallon. Here's Michelle Rowe.
Well, we do have snow falling up Harley's Canyon. This is at the summit. We do see some slowdowns as well. This is going for drivers on eastbound I-80 going between the summit and Jeremy Ranch. Imagine pop rock and jazz hits with the full power of the Utah Symphony. Get your tickets at utahsymphony.org/pops. I'm Michelle Rowe in the KSL Traffic Center.
And at KSL weather, we could see some valley showers this afternoon, heavier snow in the mountains. Saturday will be dry, but we could see more rain on Sunday. Right now, 46 degrees and cloudy. I'm Dan Bomas from the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios. Listen online at kslnewsradio.com. We're Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
Planning a weekend on the couch? Streaming your favorite movie or a new show? Andy and Steve sort through it all so you only binge the best. It's The Movie Show Streaming Reviews on KSL News Radio.
Steve, with our big streaming reviews this week. Before we do that, we want to let you know to join the Movie Show Club. Text the word movie to 57500, and then when it texts you back, be sure to opt in. If you're part of the Movie Show Club, at the end of today's show, we're going to send out a trivia question that if you reply back with the correct answer, you will be entered to win a 4-pack of tickets to see Dune Part 2, the advanced screening on the IMAX at Jordan Commons several days before it opens.
By the way, the initial word is cinematic masterpiece.
Oh, the first Dune was my favorite movie of 2021.
Oh, you're in trouble.
And
that was just a warm-up act.
Oh, I can't wait. I cannot wait. I'm very excited about that. All right, so Steve, for our big streaming review, let's start with the only, I believe, movie that we have on big streaming this week, and that is Players.
Vodka soda, please.
Can we talk? I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I just think that we're moving too fast.
Is it?
You know what? Let's cancel Fiji. Take somebody else.
Don't leave.
You're going to go after her? Okay.
It was Valentine's Day this week, so we had to have a rom-com get released somewhere, and it was released to Netflix. So what you heard was Gina Rodriguez in this movie Players. Gina is her character's name is Mac. She writes for a Brooklyn newspaper, but she hangs out with her close guy friends, and these guys are practically professionals at creating romantic hookups for each other with random people in bars and places like that. I mean, they run it like an Ocean's 11 caper. They have names,
schemes.
code names. Everybody knows what role they have to play in it, and it's all designed. The whole group works to get the one person the romantic hookup.
Yeah, but it's only for like a one-night stand.
Oh, yeah. No, this is total player. But then one night, Gina Rodriguez, Mac, kind of falls for this sort of influential writer guy, and then she decides, how do we do a play that turns a one-night stand into an actual relationship? And
they go, well, that's never been done.
So that's challenge accepted.
Yeah. Well, I love how they have names for it, like, well, let's run the Fiji Fantasy on this one.
Oh, man, that means we all have to leave. And they
go,
already
what
know.
about the drip drop? Oh, let's do that. Yeah, that'll work. I love the names. I thought that was pretty clever.
And to me, what worked for this, because this wasn't like exactly new concepts, anything in this, but they cast it perfectly, and all of them were really likable. All of them were really likable. And to me, I thought that's kind of what elevated this. I give Players a C because of the chemistry and the casting. And I really like Gina Rodriguez.
I thought she was brilliant. And Damon Wayans Jr. not that bad.
No,
but the
I
other
mean, you
two
can
guys
see what's
going to
happen. Oh, the two brothers?
Yeah.
Very, very good.
Yeah, the guy that's like, what did they call him?
They called him Little. He didn't even know what his name was. He was his little brother.
Who are you talking about? Tyler, your brother. Oh, Little? I thought it was hilarious. I really enjoyed this. I gave this a B.
It is R-rated and it's got some spice in it, but for me, I give it a C. Maybe you could talk me into a C+, but I gave it a C, in part because it was predictable. But the cast really is what makes it.
You know what I also liked was the scenes of New York that we never see. Like the old ballpark next to
the
park
Yankee
next to
Stadium.
Yankee Stadium where they actually used to play.
Yeah,
I thought that was, and they had still one of the walls or one of the facades in the background. I thought, man, I've never seen that. That is very cool.
So that is Players, and it is on Netflix. Let's talk about Snoopy Presents Welcome Home Franklin. Do we have sound from that?
Hi, I'm Franklin. I've lived in a lot of different places. My family's always on the move. This was it. Our new town. Making new friends can be hard. I'm Franklin Armstrong. My name is Charlie Brown.
Now, Apple TV Plus, in my opinion, Steve, they are making such good use of the Charlie Brown and Snoopy intellectual property. I mean, they've got the Snoopy show. They've been doing these little short, and then this Franklin, Welcome Home Franklin, is another. It's about 40 minutes long.
Right.
It'd be essentially what would have been an hour-long special if it was aired on TV.
Yeah.
With the commercials that they would put in, it would fill out an hour. And it's the animation is so much sharper than the 1970s Peanuts
so
animation,
clear.
but it doesn't look like that Charlie Brown 3D CG movie that they made a few years ago, which I did like that movie. But the animation is the flat 2D style, but it's just so much crisper and cleaner than the 1970s and 60s animation that you're used to.
And Franklin has got to be the sweetest kid on the planet because he's a military brat. They moved from town to town, and they finally moved to where the Peanuts characters are.
Which, by the way, we don't know what that city is. They've never named it.
Yeah, I know. It's
Peanutsville, weird. I don't know.
And he's like desperately trying to make friends, but he's really positive about it. He's got a little diary from his grandfather that he refers to every once in a while to get quotes. But it's such a charmer, and he and Charlie Brown team up to be in the Derby.
Yeah, so Franklin's hoping that if he wins this soapbox Derby, that it'll help him make friends. But the problem is he's paired up with Charlie Brown, and Charlie Brown ain't going to win nothing.
And everybody knows. They're like, oh, you're with Charlie
well,
Brown.
Good luck, Franklin.
Yeah, you're not going to make it.
But it's sweet. It's got a great message, and it talks about, like, why is it worth getting to know somebody, and I like that. It's just solid.
It's absolutely a charmer.
B+ for me.
Yeah, I think so. Let's see. I gave it an A.
Oh, well, I mean, I wouldn't argue with that either.
I just thought it had everything you were hoping for in a very short package.
Snoopy presents Welcome Home, Franklin. That is on Apple TV+, and all of the Peanuts IP is on Apple TV+. Apple owns the rights to that. That's part of the reason you have to go there for the Christmas shows and stuff like that. But it's okay because it's got as much Peanut stuff as there is to stream. It's all there, and the new stuff is just as good as the old stuff.
It's surprisingly good.
All right, so now let's talk about the Dynasty New England Patriots.
Oh, boy.
Since we're on it.
The Patriots are Super Bowl champions! First dynasty of the century.
This game is like a narcotic. You're chasing that forever.
Breaking news right now.
Spygate. Deflategate.
Aaron couldn't separate himself from that dark side.
All right. Now, whether you love Tom Brady, Bill Belichick, and the Patriots or not, you can't deny the force they were in the NFL for 2 decades. So to have
but
yeah, right. So to have a 10-episode series about the Patriots dynasty, one person I was like, "That's overkill." I was like, "Well, wait till you watch how it's broken down, and you realize this is actually a story worth telling over 10 years." And in large part, in my opinion, as somebody who's been a vocal Tom Brady fan and Patriots supporter because of Tom Brady over the years. And because the Browns were so terrible, I needed someone to root for after September the 15th when the team was eliminated every year. But there was stuff I didn't know. Now, I actually read the book that this was based on called The Dynasty by Jeff Benedict. I think he's a great sports writer for books. And so when I read this, I learned things there. But here's the really cool part about this is a perfect companion series to it because I learned stuff in this documentary because they did the interviews more recently than what I even learned in the book. And so for me, this was, as a Tom Brady fan, this one is, to quote A Christmas Story, A++++. But as a regular person, it's still a B. It's very good. And wait till you get – unfortunately, you're only going to watch the first 2 episodes right now, and they're going to drop 2 every week.
Right, every Friday.
But the last 2 or 3, whoa.
Really?
Oh, yes.
Okay, I cheated. I'm not a New England fan. I mean, I like him.
Wait, did you say that on purpose?
I respect
Did
Tom
you
Brady.
say that on purpose?
No.
You cheated to watch the New England Dynasty
I cheated
video?
Okay, so they sent us – we got the whole 10 episodes. So I started at 4, 5, and 6, Spygate, the Aaron Hernandez.
Oh, the Aaron Hernandez episode, which is not going to hit for another couple of weeks.
And
that one
Tom,
alone is worth
and
watching.
when Tom got knocked out in the first game and how Castle came in, I thought those 3 episodes, okay, I'm curious to go back now and definitely see the rest of it because they interview people that, like in the Spygate one, that one was absolutely chilling to the point when Belichick goes, "Oh, I guess I misunderstood the rules." I'm like, dude, you are lying through your face.
Oh, and this is a current contemporary interview with Belichick, too. This isn't like from 2007.
Yeah.
There's like he sits down with them now. And that's why I say the later episodes, I'm not allowed to reveal anything according to the embargo.
Oh,
but
sorry.
No. I'm not going to tell you what. But there are some things to where you're like, that gif where the guy is eating the popcorn like I can't wait to see how he responds to that question.
It is eye-opening. I was shocked that they got that kind of candid responses from some of these people.
Yeah, and so it's called The Dynasty New England Patriots, 2 episodes each week on Apple TV+. We still got some more streaming that we're going to tell you about when we get back after the break. But before we go to there, we need to talk with Melissa Lowry from Sound Sleep Medical. Melissa, first of all, how are people responding pretty well? Because this is an incredible deal you have, a chance to get a free sleep screening and a free sleep consultation to find out if you have any level of sleep apnea. And there are different levels. There are some people who it only obstructs the airway a little bit, and then there's some people who, like me, it's what they call it severe. But finding out that you're not getting the oxygen you need during the night, which you'll notice immediately by being tired the next day, having low energy, extra hunger. Your body creates the stress hormone. I believe it's cortisol when you're not getting the kind of sleep you need. You're not dreaming. All of these things that your body naturally is supposed to do to keep it in optimal shape. Sleep apnea can derail all of that.
That's right. And if they call right now, 801-716-8672, you're going to get that free sleep screening, free sleep consultation where we sit down and give you your results. But this last hour of the show, we're also going to enter you into a drawing automatically for our Better Sleep gift basket, which includes a purple pillow, a Minky blanket, and a $50 Amazon gift card.
See, look at you guys. Not only do you want to help with the sleep apnea, you just want to help people sleep better, period.
It's
like
true.
Just fixing the sleep apnea, honestly, the first night I got my sleep apnea corrected, you could have let me sleep on a rock, because by being able to breathe the whole night, I slept. My wife was actually worried that I was dead because I didn't move. She was used to me turning and moving around a lot, because when you're not falling into the REM sleep, you end up restless and you turn over a bunch. And the first night where I was breathing like I was supposed to, I didn't move at all.
You're going to feel so much better, but also we're protecting your future health. If you have untreated sleep apnea, it's linked to all sorts of dangerous things, including scary stuff like stroke, dementia, things that none of us want to have to deal with in our future. And this is such an easy fix. It's not a medication with side effects. It's just something that you wear on your teeth during the night.
If you have to sleep sitting up because you can't breathe when you sleep lying down, I mean, you should probably know for sure you ought to get checked.
Yeah, and I've heard that.
But if you find yourself, it's easier to sleep in the recliner than it is to sleep on my bed, and you haven't had a sleep study done, 801-716-8672. Make that free appointment and find out.
Right. And the appointment will be free. The sleep screening at home in your own bed will be free. Totally no obligation. And then if you need the oral appliance, the great news is it's likely that your health insurance is going to help you with it.
And you guys have 8 locations, so really anywhere from Ogden down to St. George. Well, not anywhere from Ogden to St. George, but there are locations from Ogden to St. George. Ogden, Layton, so Davis County, Salt Lake County, you've got Salt Lake City, Murray, Sandy. Utah County, you've got American Fork and Provo. Now you guys have an office in St. George, so there's nowhere in Utah that you can't get to one fairly easily.
Right, and it's such an important thing to find out. Just do a sleep screening. At the very least, rule it out. But let's make sure you're sleeping well. Oxygen is where it needs to be during the night so that you don't have to deal with the serious health consequences.
If you're sleeping in a recliner, you need to get in here.
Absolutely. And if the reason that you haven't corrected your sleep is because you just think, look, that CPAP is going to be a big pain, guess what? You don't have to. That's not what we're talking about. We're not even talking about a CPAP.
No, so much easier. It's just like a custom-made mouth guard, like bleach trace, just something you wear on your teeth during the night. No electricity, distilled water, mask, or hose needed. So slim and simple you could throw it in your pocket.
And if you want you can drink water with this thing in your mouth.
Yeah, you can't. It's hard to do that with a CPAP machine. But if you want to see what these look like, you guys are going to be at the
RV show.
At the Southtown Expo Center?
Correct, all weekend long.
Awesome. All right, so that is Sound Sleep Medical. Make that appointment. Don't wait anymore. 801-716-8672.
The nationally ranked Cougars are on a roll.
Foose dives low, weight up, and good! Drops it over the 10 for 2.
Saturday, it's BYU, Oklahoma State.
Khalifa down the lane, still gets there, and lays it up and in! He was coast to coast like buttered toast.
Pregame is at 11 and tip-off at 12. Listen Saturday, BYU, Oklahoma State, on Utah's legacy home of Big 12 basketball and the BYU Cougars. KSL News Radio.
Getting your biggest tax refund from Jackson Hewitt can lead to some spirited reactions.
Jackson Hewitt!
Jackson Hewitt is so sure they'll get you your biggest refund that if they don't, you get your money back plus $100.
Jackson Hewitt!
Switch to Jackson Hewitt and we'll beat what you paid last year, even if you filed online. Ain't nothing to it. Switch to Jackson Hewitt and pay less for tax prep, guaranteed. Proof of prior year payment required when filing. New clients only at participating locations through April 7th. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now. And the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger, Because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Les Olson IT now provides building security solutions. Do you need physical access control for your facilities? Are you looking for video surveillance systems accessible in the palm of your hand? Les Olson IT has what you need, and their low-voltage network cabling specialists will install it and make sure it's working the way it should. Learn more at lesolson.com.
Les Olson IT.
Derek Overstreet, founder of the New Millennium Group. We're a financial planning firm. Listen, we're fiduciaries. We have advisors standing by right now to take your call. That's 888-999-6370. 888-999-6370. The reason you're going to want to call is we're going to help you retire 3 to 5 years before you thought possible. Now, imagine how that would be if you could actually retire 3 to 5 years sooner than your plan was. The way we do this is by putting together a step-by-step plan, taking into consideration any rental properties that you have, any pension income that you have, your Social Security. Listen, we put that all together for you in writing. It will allow us to build your income based on inflation. You know, inflation has been rapidly rising. You and I both need a plan that whatever we start out our income at, in 5 or 10 years, we're going to need 40% more income. So if you're one of those people listening and you'd like a plan in writing, give us a call at 888-999-6370. That's 888-999-6370, or go to utahsfinancialplanner.com.
Okay, that's good. Whoa, Dave!
Sorry, I'll go grab some paper towels. You can't let Dave pour things. He works at JCW's. They fill stuff up past the brim over there, like their milkshakes. They're thick, rich, and oh my gosh.
Delicious?
Oh no. Dave's filling up Crystal's car for her.
Dave, stop!
Hey, this is Clark, JCW. Stop into any of our 5 locations today. We're located in American Fork, Thanksgiving Point, Provo, South Jordan, and our new location in Harriman. Come in and see why at JCW's we believe in quality and a lot of it.
The Movie Show.
It ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done.
On KSL News Radio.
Steve, we have had texts coming in of, we've asked, what is the most romantic movie you've ever seen? And let's see, somebody chose Last Christmas with Emilia Clarke.
Wow.
It was a romantic movie. I'm not going to disagree with them. Here's someone that says Always with Richard Dreyfuss.
Oh, yeah, that's a nice movie.
Some Kind of Wonderful is another texter.
Good.
Moulin Rouge.
Ooh.
I haven't seen that one. I can't believe this one hasn't had more votes. The Notebook. I thought that would be like the overwhelming majority.
Yeah, by far.
Let's see. Any of the 3 versions of An Affair to Remember. Return to Me While You Were Sleeping. These are good choices. Sweetland, I've never heard of that one, but I will look it up so that I will have heard of it. All right, Steve, let's review another streaming item we have today called The New
Look.
Parisian couture could influence how thousands of ordinary women dream and live. But fashion needs a new leader, a figurehead. Monsieur Dior.
All right, so The New Look, it features Ben Mendelsohn and another Juliette Binoche entry in today.
Yeah, she's busy this week.
She is, and she's good in both of them. It's set during World War II. It's supposedly, according to the series, based on true events, but you know that means that these were the real people and everything else we may have just made up. But
well, usually they'll say inspired by. That means you're really off the rails, but based on... Usually it's pretty
think
close.
I wrote that down correctly. I wrote based on true events, but it might have been inspired by true events. Either way, Ben Mendelsohn is the famous designer Christian Dior, and Juliette Binoche plays Coco Chanel. And the series tracks how Dior dethroned Chanel as the world's preeminent fashion house after World War II. But I tell you what, and I've only seen the first 3 episodes, the ones that are available now. I haven't watched ahead in the series. But these first 3 episodes, it explores the hard choices that Chanel and Dior made to survive while the Nazis occupied Paris. Yeah. It starts out Chanel's trashing Dior to the press like, well, I closed my fashion house during the war because I wouldn't help the Nazis. And then they go and ask Dior about that because, like, but
I
Dior,
made ball gowns for everybody.
But then Dior has the line, where he goes, well, there's the truth, and then there's the truth behind the truth. And then you get to watch what played out without real commentary from it. You just watch what played out, and you decide for yourself, were they justified in any of the decisions they made? And Chanel's not nearly as innocent as she's trumpeting herself to the press.
I've only seen the first episode, but I got that much from it because basically, how do you survive in a Nazi world when you have a fashion house? Do you ignore everything, or do you play ball with the Nazis and make
you have to survive.
their ball gowns?
But you've got the French resistance that's not going to give the Nazis anything. In fact, they're working to blow things up. And so just the tough choices, like Christian Dior has a sister, and she's involved in the resistance.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And Chanel, her nephew, was in a German prison camp. So when all of a sudden you're considering these other things, it's very easy after the war to point back and say, oh, you bad.
Yeah,
you should have never done any of those things.
It's much more complicated than that.
And it's much more complicated when it's the people that you know and love, and what do you do?
Yeah.
And so that, to me, was the fascinating part of it. I was kind of laughing, like, while Chanel and Dior are doing this, Ben Mendelsohn and Juliette Binoche are in Paris. Meanwhile, you got Austin Butler on the other side of the channel trying to get ready to fly sorties to go bomb the heck out of them, because this is set about the same time. But at any rate, so this is called The New Look. I give it. I think I had it as a B, but then I downgraded it to a B minus. I don't remember why. I don't know if I could go as quite as good, but I feel like it was good. So I feel like I want to switch it to a B.
Well, from what I saw in the first episode, and I wasn't able to go any farther than that, was actually quite interesting, given that it's about fashion, and I couldn't care less.
Right, but suddenly it's not really about the fashion at all. John Malkovich plays Ben Mendelsohn's boss.
Yeah.
You've got somebody from Game of Thrones. Maisie Williams plays Dior's sister.
Right.
It was about the war, and that's what fascinated me.
I had to also get used to Ben Mendelsohn doing a French accent. That's always
true.
fun.
That didn't really dawn on me, but I guess there is something to that. So that is The New Look. It is rated TV MA, just a heads up. And then I give it a B. I'm going to go with B, and I'm going to say it's good.
What streaming service?
Oh, it's on Apple TV Plus. Thank you for reminding me. That is on Apple TV Plus. Boy, they dropped. No, wait.
They were busy.
That one's Prime Video. Oh, is it Prime Video?
Let's
think
see.
it's Prime
Hold
Video.
on, I've got it on Apple TV.
Okay,
Plus.
it is Apple TV Plus then. Something was on Prime Video.
This Is Me.
Oh, we're going to get to that one.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, but before we go to our news, traffic, and weather here, we have been talking with Melissa Lowry at Sound Sleep Medical because we want UKSL listeners, and whether you've had a sleep screening done before, if you haven't had a sleep screening done for a while, let's say you did one, Melissa, and you didn't have sleep apnea, how long should you wait before you do it again? There's no actual specific guidelines?
If you're over 40, I would say doing one every 3 to 4 years just to get an update is a great idea.
The great part is you can do it for free.
Right.
How can you do that for free? Because you got to go to a doctor, right? And you got to pay your copay, and then you got to get the law point. There's got to be a better way than that.
Much better way. So call right now. The number is 801-716-8672. When you call that number, we'll set you up with a free sleep screening at home in your own bed. This is a kit of equipment you'll just swing by, pick up from one of our offices, use at home in your own bed. It's a pulse oximeter on your finger, a little cannula for your nose to measure breathing, and then a strap that goes around your chest with a monitor. Really easy to do. This is in your own bed. It's free. If you go to a hospital, they're going to hook you up with a lot more and likely charge you a couple $1,000s.
The sleep study I did 12, 13 years ago. That's how long I've had sleep apnea, or diagnosed sleep apnea. I probably had it longer than that. But I had to sleep at a place. I looked like Frankenstein. I really did. And people watched me for 2 straight weeks. This is a lot less than that. This is
much
not invasive,
easier.
And and that's why my dad, he never. I tried so hard to get him to go to do a sleep study, and he never would.
And I want to emphasize, this is a real sleep screening. This is not some less than test. I mean, the oral appliance that we do at Sound Sleep Medical is the fix. It's going to likely go through your health insurance. This is a test that's recognized by your health insurance company.
And it's free, and that's the thing. So make that appointment, 801-716-8672. Before we finish the movie show, we're going to talk a little bit more about that oral appliance therapy. But what we want you to do is just look. If you haven't had a sleep screening in a while, whether you think you have sleep apnea or not, you got nothing to lose. Call 801-716-8672 and make that free sleep screening. Get that on the schedule.
It's 12:30 at KSL News Radio. I'm Dan Bomas. KSL's top local story this hour. Medicaid was required to maintain all benefits without checking eligibility during the pandemic. Now that's changed. Many Utahns are losing their standing as a result. State Medicaid Director Jennifer Stroecker says Utah's thriving economy also played a role.
We knew that there would be a subset of individuals who may no longer meet those eligibility requirements.
This year, 16% of Utah's children have lost Medicaid benefits. That's one of the highest rates in the country. If your Medicaid has lapsed, you have 90 days to reapply. Our top national story this hour from ABC News. Russia's prison agency releasing a statement saying opposition leader Alexei Navalny has died at the age of 47. President Biden blames Russian leader Vladimir Putin for Navalny's death, saying it's important that the U.S. keep supporting Ukraine in its fight against Russia's military.
This tragedy reminds us of the stakes of this moment. We have to provide the funding so Ukraine can keep defending itself against Putin's vicious onslaughts and war crimes.
Navalny was serving prison terms of more than 30 years in a camp above the Arctic Circle. Your money at this moment, the Dow Jones average has been trading in a narrow range, right now up 19 points. The NASDAQ, on the other hand, is down 11 points right now. And our KSL weather, we're going to see some more rain and snow this afternoon, but that'll drive tomorrow. That's next. KSL News Time, 12:32.
Spend time with KSL News Radio and get a deeper understanding of the world around us.
I do listen to KSL so much because you've got voices like Boyd Matheson.
I listen to him every day.
You can trust him.
Inside Sources, weekdays 1 to 3.
On KSL News Radio.
Have you heard of NPS? You may have heard the letters, but you didn't know that they stood for a nice place to save. We've been talking about it, Steve and I. We've been talking about it for as long as we have had the opportunity because it is an amazing place to save on things.
There's no question. We were at the Layton store last week, and it was absolutely gorgeous. I couldn't believe the grocery side was so extensive. I mean, they had everything.
And the prices on those groceries.
I know. I would normally, what I paid there was under $100. I probably would have been double that at the store I normally shop at, closer to my home.
Something that I've been saying forever is if you need to do grocery shopping, stop by any of the 4 NPS locations. Well, 3 of the 4 because industrial doesn't have groceries. But if you're looking for groceries, stop at NPS first in Orem, Layton, or in Salt Lake City, and then do your shopping after that because you're going to probably have a chance to save money. And, Steve, it's really important that we remind people from the 19th to the 24th, the people like me who spent money last week and got the Valentine's bucks, the bonus bucks, you get to spend those. It's as good as cash in the store from the 19th to the 24th. So that is NPS, 4 locations, one in Orem at 475 North State, one in Layton at 1150 North Main, and at 1600 Empire Road in Salt Lake City.
Hi, this is Doug Wright. Everybody knows I'm a movie fan, but I have to tell you, when it comes to Fiddler on the Roof, I had never seen it before on stage. Hale Center Theater's production is spectacular, better than the movie. Absolutely loved it. And by the way, my wife, who's somewhat of an aficionado, she starred as Seidel in her performing arts college production of Fiddler on the Roof. She said, this is spectacular. You're going to love the choreography, and the staging is remarkable, and the tunes, the music is just overwhelming. It's wonderful. Plus, I've got to talk about one scene in particular. This is where Tevye brings back Grandma to convince the wife that Seidel shouldn't marry the guy she's going to marry. The use of the stage and the aerials is simply breathtaking. Don't miss Fiddler on the Roof. It's playing right now at Hale Center Theater. Pick up your season tickets, gift cards, and more. Go to hct.org.
I'm Jason Walton. In business, I mentor hundreds of Utahns as they pursue their American dream. The same dream career politicians treat with contempt. They send our money to our enemies abroad while shortchanging our veterans at home. It's not right. They're letting drug cartels escort criminals and terrorists across our border. It's time to stand up. So I'm running for the United States Senate. Stand with me. I'm Jason Walton, and I approve this message.
Paid for by friends of Jason Walton for Senate.
Traffic and weather together, brought to you by Sinclair's Dino Pay app. Save up to 20 cents per gallon. And here's Michelle Rowe.
Well, a heads up for drivers, if you're trying to make your way up or down Sardine Canyon, we do have roadway restrictions and traction devices are required for all vehicles. Again, this is Sardine Canyon in Cache County. For a limited time, open a 9-month certificate from Cypress Credit Union and get a 5.6% APY. Learn more at any branch or visit cypresscu.com. I'm Michelle Rowe in the KSL Traffic Center.
Our KSL weather looks like some rain in valleys, snow in the mountains this afternoon. Saturday, though, will be dry, but we could see some more rain on Sunday. Right now, 46 degrees with showers in the vicinity. I'm Dan Bomas from the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios. Listen online at kslnewsradio.com. We're Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
The KSL Movie Show. Telephone torture.
All right, it's time for Telephone Torture, and it's Steve's week to come up with the questions.
Uh-oh.
And Telephone Torture is sponsored by our good friends at the Megaplex Theaters, and they have awesome prizes that, well, we'll tell you when you win what you have to choose from because I don't have it pulled up in front of me. So, Steve, our theme this week is a Robert Redford movie.
And that's because the Filmed in Utah series this week is Jeremiah Johnson. So I decided I'll pick another Robert Redford movie that maybe people have or haven't seen. It's not Butch Cassidy. I'll give you that right now.
Okay. All right. So what we want you to do is call 801-575-TALK, 801-575-8255, and that will get you on the line. And then Steve will ask you one question. We'll have maximum of three callers, and we'll ask you one question each. Each will be a clue about the same movie. If you get it correct, you win the Megaplex prize pack. If you get it incorrect, we will go to the next person, and the torture will begin for you as you think about how close you came to winning an awesome Megaplex prize pack. All right, so let's take our first potential victim/winner. Who's this? Ken Nye. Or did you say Knight?
Is he Knuff?
Ken Knight.
This is Chris Kelsey.
Oh, okay. Well, welcome. And are you ready? Do you know your Robert Redford movies?
Not a ton of them, but some.
Oh, so we got a double team here. Do we got two people playing Telephone Torture at the same time?
No, this is Chris.
Oh, okay, Chris. All right.
All right, Chris, here's your first clue. The film's script has nearly no dialogue, and it's only 32 pages long. And Redford's character doesn't even have a name. He's referred to as our man.
Oh, I don't know. That's a good one.
Well, just guess a Robert Redford movie then, because you never know. You've got a 1 in whatever number of Robert Redford movies there are chance of getting it right.
83.
Okay, you have a 1 in 82 chance because we already ruled out Butch Cassidy.
Oh, I was going to use that one. The Sundance. No. Sorry, give me 1 more second. Trying to think.
All right, you got to make a guess. 3.
Clint Eastwood movie.
No, Robert Redford movie.
Robert Redford. Sorry, can I say the one where he's in the dragon?
Pete's Dragon. Hey, that's a good suggestion. Is that correct, Corey?
You're what the French call les incompetents.
Well, is that a yes or no?
That was you were, as the French say, incorrect.
Oh, okay.
All right, who's our next caller? Hello, who's this? All right,
That's
Steve,
hard.
why don't you just read the second clue, and we'll just take the next person.
Water is a key theme here. In this film was shot extensively at the same Baja Studios in Mexico where they filmed Titanic in 1996 or 7.
Okay, so we've got a Robert Redford movie that was shot in the same place where they shot Titanic.
Yeah.
But not at the same time.
No. But water is a key theme here.
Okay. Do you know your Robert Redford movies?
Yes, I do know a few of them.
All right, so what's your guess here? Did you hear the clues?
Yeah, no, very few words.
Okay, so
I'm going to guess does it have to do with water? I'm going to guess All Is Lost.
Gustavo and Corey, is that correct? Hey, All Is Lost. Wait, is that the one where he's on a boat?
Yeah. And
Oh,
he gets
that's
hit,
right.
He hits a container, and he's stuck out
And he's
there.
by himself out there, though.
Completely.
Does he talk during it?
Well, he does an SOS, which is also not accurate. You don't SOS on the radio. But here's a clue that I did not realize. He was 77 years old when they filmed this. He was constantly soaked by a huge water hose. He suffered an infection in his left ear that ultimately cost him 60% of his hearing in his left ear. So, yeah, All Is Lost is correct, sir. Nice work.
All right, congratulations. All right, so stay on the line, and Gustavo and Corey will get your information. And then you've won our Megaplex prize pack thanks to our good friends at the Larry H. Miller Megaplex Entertainment. They're all more than just theaters, but we love the theaters.
Yes, we do.
All right, so that is Telephone Torture. Steve, before we go to break, why don't we do a quick review of True Detective Night Country?
Ooh.
Give us an update on how things are going with Jodie Foster up in the dark climes of Alaska.
Okay, we're in episode 5.
They're in Alaska, right?
They're in Alaska. Yeah, Ennis, Alaska. I think it's a fake name. But they are a main character in the episode 5. So these come out every Sunday. A main character has a really a very disastrous moment in this next episode. It is really good. It's just so chilling to me that, of course, there's a bunch of guys that are missing, that they were dead, but they were all like freaked out, dead, not like, but the word came back from the forensics guys like, oh yeah, they just went out on the ice and they froze to death. No. That's not what happened here.
So the official story is not the truth.
The cover-up, there's a mining company that's, kind of heavy-handing this whole thing. And poor Jodie Foster is the chief of police in this small town. She and another state trooper are trying to work this case, but they're getting a lot of flack from everybody saying, close this case. It's not a big deal. These guys went out on the ice and froze to death. That's not what happened. And she's finding it out, and it's really, really good.
And I've had people ask me, do they need to watch the other seasons of True Detective first? Because this is season 4, I think.
They're all completely separate.
Okay, so this is one you can jump right in with this current season.
Absolutely.
And it is streaming on Max, right?
Max, yes. On Max.
And it airs on HBO if you have that on the weekends also.
Yes.
Okay, so that is True Detective Night Country. A nice update on that. Just a reminder, we want you to be part of the Movie Show Club, so text the word movie to 57500. When it texts you back, opt in, because in just a little bit, we're going to send out a trivia question to only the Movie Show Club members. And if you reply back with the correct answer, you'll be in to win a 4-pack of tickets to the advanced screening of Dune Part 2. Cannot wait for this. Dune Part 2. You can win 4 tickets. You can win. Doesn't mean you will win. But you do need to be a member of the Movie Show Club to do that. So text the word movie to 57500. All right. Before we wrap up the movie show, Melissa Lowry, we have had... I think a lot of important things that we've talked about today. I know that with the movie show's new time going into the one between 12 and 1, we've had a lot of listeners who hadn't heard this part of the show before and didn't realize the amazing deal you guys are offering at Sound Sleep Medical to give people a free sleep screening and a free sleep consultation, not with a copay, free, and you could be as young. I was diagnosed with sleep apnea when I was 36. You don't. This isn't an old man necessarily, or an old person, or you don't have to be, super large person. Because you were saying you've got super skinny people that have sleep apnea.
I do, yeah. And calling the number 801-716-8672, you will get the free sleep screening, the free sleep consultation. But call now. We're going to enter you into a drawing for our Better Sleep gift basket, and that includes a purple pillow, Minky blanket, and a $50 Amazon gift card. So really, you can't lose here. You need to find out for your health whether or not you have sleep apnea. We're going to test you for free, give you the results for free, no obligation, and then we'll enter you into that drawing.
Sleep apnea, part of it is your muscles relax too much. So having the oral appliance to help treat your sleep apnea instead of a CPAP machine, you get that Minky when you win it. put the Minky on you, and you're going to relax all the way. So you'll get a true fix because you'll have completely relaxed muscles. So there you go.
It's true. It's a great deal today. But, of course, most importantly, let's just find out whether or not you have sleep apnea. If you do, we'll fix it in a really easy way with this oral appliance. The good news is it's likely covered by your health insurance if you want it. And it does qualify for things like HSA, flex spending, and we even do 0% financing for those who need it.
And it's important to point out the insurance companies don't cover things that are just quote-unquote experimental. I mean, this is something that's been shown to fix the sleep apnea, and the insurance companies realize it's much better for us to get this thing fixed now than have to make these huge payouts later when your body starts breaking down.
For sure. We are in network with many of the insurance companies, including Medicare.
So call this number, 801-716-8672. The people who call get entered into a drawing. So this is why you want to do this now and not wait till later, because you want to get entered into the drawing to get the purple pillow, the Minky Throw, and the $50 Amazon e-gift card. But if you're like, well, I'd kind of like to see what's going on, there's a chance to come and actually see the appliance itself, because you guys are going to be at the RV show today?
Correct. The RV show is all weekend at the Expo Center in Sandy. We'll be there. We'll have the oral appliance. You can come and take a look at it and come up to us and ask more questions if you've got those.
You know, as somebody who camps and has sleep apnea, having a way to fix that. I did the thing where you buy the cheap one on Amazon. It didn't work at all. In fact, it actually made my tongue go purple in the night. It was really weird. And I was like, nope, this isn't going to work. And so having something like this oral appliance that you guys make, there's like a couple of bleach trays that you put in your mouth. No weight down hike. When I took my CPAP machine, I had to carry like this marine battery that was like 50 pounds. So there was no chance we were going to hike. You had to basically drive into camp for something like that. But when you're outdoors, when you're traveling, not having to lug a whole machine with you, so much easier and more convenient.
Much easier. And absolutely no comparison to any kind of mouth guard you might buy online. Those are bulky, uncomfortable. They'll give you jaw issues. And
there's a reason they're so.
Yeah, it's true. This is a real medical device for a serious medical problem.
So here's your chance. Call Sound Sleep Medical, 801-716-8672. Melissa, thank you for having us out here. We sure enjoy being here and talking with you about this. And it's something that's really important to me, having corrected sleep apnea, how much better I feel. I want to make sure other people who are suffering with the same thing, that they don't put it off anymore and they take advantage of this.
Well, thanks for being with us today.
All right. 801-716-8672. Give Sound Sleep Medical a call.
IVC is celebrating 20 years providing quality service in Utah. You've probably heard their saying by now, life starts when the pain stops. IVC is the most trusted interventional and vein center in the state, and they've been voted Best of Utah Valley 10 years running. The 7 physicians at IVC provide state-of-the-art, comprehensive vein care with many years of experience. The team at IVC takes the time to get to know you and your veins so you're comfortable with the right diagnosis and the right treatment. Patients are like family at IVC. You've also heard many radio ads over the years with real people describing how IVC has dramatically improved their quality of life by eliminating the pain and discomfort caused by varicose veins. Well, what are you waiting for? Don't let vein disease slow you down even one more day, because life starts when the pain stops. Visit iVein.com today to set up a free screening. That's iVein.com.
New home for the new year? Sounds nice, doesn't it? What about new lowered rates? Now's the time to step into a gorgeous new Nilsson home with less commute times, easy access, and with rates that have dropped more significantly than all year. Less really is more in this case. Less maintenance, less commute, and less money per month. Move north with Nilsson Homes. Choose from beautiful townhomes to Rambler communities for all stages of life. Most of all, Nilsson Homes are move-in ready and close to what you love and enjoy with easy commutes. Nilsson Homes has been building across the Wasatch Front for over 45 years, accommodating all the things you need, combined with the things you love. Make sure to ask about special savings. Experience your new home for the new year. Visit Nilsson Homes Communities at nilssonhomes.com. NILSON homes.com. That's nilssonhomes.com.
Believe it or not, most small businesses don't have a 401k.
If you don't have a 401k, you are missing out on the greatest wealth creation tool ever created. I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and many 401ks are overpriced for the employer, have expensive and underperforming investment options, and have tedious administrative provisions. Not at Trajan Wealth. We can set up a 401k for a company for only $8 per employee, a $65 per plan fee, plus a small advisory fee. That's right, not thousands or even the tens of thousands you've been quoted, and do it all in less time than it takes to sit in traffic. If you have 5 or more employees, these 401ks will help you attract and retain top talent. And if you're an employee and don't have a 401k, tell your boss, call Trajan Wealth today. Call 801-899-7600. That's 801-899-7600.
Services offered through a third-party partner. Any Hour Services can help you make sure your furnace keeps you warm this winter. Whether you need a tune-up, a repair, or a second opinion about replacing it, call Any Hour Services or visit anyhourservices.com.
The Movie Show.
Spock, you haven't changed a bit. You're just as warm and sociable as ever. Nor have you, Doctor, as your continued predilection for irrelevancy demonstrates.
On KSL News Radio.
Well, for our final segment, we have one last thing to talk about, and it is a movie, I guess, technically. It's called This Is Me Now, and it's on streaming on Prime Video with Jennifer Lopez.
I know what they say about me, about hopeless romantics, that we're weak, and I'm not weak.
So this movie is actually a series of music videos from Jennifer Lopez that are strung together with like an overarching narrative that this is kind of an artistic representation of how she sees her love life over the years.
Now, I understand Ben Affleck is in it, but you don't know he's in it.
He plays a Fox News commentator-looking guy.
Oh, no.
You notice him, but you're like, it takes you a minute to realize that that's him. But look, Jennifer Lopez, talented singer. Her videos are quite artistic. I was really impressed with that. The fact that the movie's only about an hour long also means it doesn't represent too much of a time investment. But a lot of celeb cameos. All of them play like these visual representation of the signs of the zodiac. Sofia Vergara, Noah, Trevor Noah. So I don't know if it'll appeal to many more people than just J-Lo's hardcore fans, but it was okay. Rated PG-13, and it's on Prime Video. So, Steve, let's wrap up the show with one more reminder. If you're not a part of the Movie Show Club, text movie to 57500 because we're going to send out the trivia question as soon as the show ends. That if you reply, you can win 4 tickets to this advanced screening of Dune Part 2 at the IMAX Jordan Commons. Let's do rapid fire. And our big movie of the week, Steve, Madam Web, Spider-Man universe movie with no Spider-Man.
Yeah, this is not a great movie, but it had some fun bits in it. I gave it a C.
It is getting trashed all over the place. For me, I gave it a B-. I gave it a C-. Yeah, I gave it a C-. All right, then we have Bob Marley, One Love.
I would have loved to have heard what they were talking about. No idea. The music, of course, is great.
All right, we have The Taste of Things.
Wow, watching them cook. I know it sounds crazy, but it's almost erotic. It was so beautifully done.
It is Juliette Binoche, and it's set in France in the 1800s. I call it a French food romance of a Jane Austen story.
I think that's accurate.
I gave it a B+. Then we have, by the way, I gave Bob Marley, One Love a C+. Agree with you. Difficult to understand. Seek subtitles if you really want to see it and understand it.
Yeah, they're available at the Megaplex if you look for them.
Yeah. Adam the First. I gave this a C+. Teenage boy trying to find out who his real dad is when he finds out the guy he thought was his dad is not.
That was a weird movie, especially when they went to this Amish camp and they're all redheads. Like, I would have just turned around right then. You know that he's not related to these people. Come on, dude.
Well, he hoped that he was.
Yeah, they were cool. They were nice.
Land of Bad.
Land of Bad is my pick of the week. It is an R-rated action military thriller with Russell Crowe, Liam Hemsworth, and it is so cool. But you haven't heard anything about it. Land of Bad is playing at the Megaplexes, and it is rated R.
Then we have Players streaming on Netflix. I did not see Land of Bad. By the way, that's why I didn't have a grade on it. For me, Players was a C, but it was lifted up by what I thought was a really charismatic and a great cast that just had chemistry. And that's what lifted it from just another average streaming type of movie. And I like Gina Rodriguez. I thought she was pretty good. And she plays a character so different than a couple of the other things I've seen her in. She was in Jane the Virgin, I believe.
Yeah,
and
that's right.
It's a different character from Jane. But if you remember the series My Boys that was on cable back in the 2000s about a sports writer in Chicago and all of her guy friends, this had some My Boys vibes, if you know that series.
Yeah, I actually like this a little bit more. I love Gina Rodriguez. This is the best thing she's done. I gave it a B.
Then we have on Apple TV Plus, Snoopy Presents Welcome Home Franklin. I think this is just a charming, it's another just nailed the Peanuts intellectual property, the Charlie Brown thing, with the backstory of the first black character ever in Peanuts. He was introduced in 1968 in the comic strip, and this is the first time he really gets his own story here in 2024, and it's cute. It's just charming, and it's got a great message.
He's such a sweet kid. And Charlie Brown, you know, he's good at making friends, not much else.
That is true.
But I thought this is just a sweet movie.
We have The Dynasty, New England Patriots, which is a 10-part miniseries, the first 2 episodes of which are available right now on Apple TV+. This goes into the Patriots dynasty of the decades from 2001 to 2020, basically this year, because this, you know, as of course people who follow the NFL, Bill Belichick was let go by the Patriots after this season.
Still doesn't have a job, does he?
He does not. But the later episodes will give you even more cool stuff, but it's a really well-done series based on a book.
Okay, well, I swooped in at 4, 5, and 6.
Which no one else can do, by the way.
Yeah, you can't. You're going to have to watch 4 next week, along with 3 and 4, and then the following week is 5 and 6. But they were mesmerizing. One about Aaron Hernandez being a serial killer. That was crazy.
That was probably the best overall episode of the series because it's jaw-dropping.
It's unbelievable. Plus the Spygate episode in episode 4 was really interesting.
Yeah. So that is called The Dynasty, New England Patriots on Apple TV+. The New Look, which is on Apple TV+. This one is a World War II series starring Ben Mendelsohn and Juliette Binoche about Christian Dior and Coco Chanel, and at least through the first 3 episodes that are available now, what they had to do to get through the Paris occupation by Nazi Germany.
Yeah, it was tough.
This Is Me Now. I gave it a C+. That was the series of music videos from Jennifer Lopez. So, Steve, that was a lot of stuff. We got through a lot. We do want to remind you that you can always text us what your thoughts are, movie reviews and everything, by texting 57500.
I figured out what my romantic movie is.
Oh, I'm already seeing replies. We must have already sent out the question to win the Dune tickets.
Oh, good. Well, my favorite, one of my favorite romance was Murphy's Romance with James Garner and Sally Field. I thought that was a beautiful film.
I thought these are ones that you don't think of as romances, but I just think Braveheart's one of the most got some of the most romantic scenes in movie. It's
right
such a good, solid, all-around movie. Well, yeah, no, I mean, some darkness happens too, but the scene where William Wallace asks her, "Why are you helping me?"
Was that in the orchard or whatever?
Yeah.
That was beautifully shot.
Oh, just that's not Murrin. That was his marriage to Murrin. But I'm thinking, this is with the Queen, the French, the Queen of England who comes there, or the Princess of England. But yeah, that to me is one of the most romantic movies ever. Is Braveheart. Most of my favorite movies have romantic things. So we thank you for listening to us on the movie show. Keep listening here. We do want to give you a heads up and a reminder. We did a movie show bonus extra this week where we talked with the Zions Indie Film Festival. We didn't have time to put it in the movie show, but we did do an extended interview with Marshall and Michelle Moore, who are head of the festival that's going on from February 26th through March 2nd. We invite you to go to KSLpodcasts.com and check out that interview. It'll be up later today. And get excited about the Zions Indie Film Festival.
Yeah.
Local stuff. Support cinema in Utah.
Absolutely.
KSL FM Midvale.
KSL Salt Lake City.
From the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios, this is KSL News Radio.
Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
It's 1 o'clock at KSL News Radio. I'm Dan Bomas. KSL's top story this hour. Well, President